Hey everyone, this is Miss Ostorch here. Last week I had you guys take a quiz on a review of what should have been reviewed from 6th grade. However, based on how it went in person and how it went online, I'm going to go through the answers to this quiz so that way you can better understand how to get the correct answers here. So I actually took all the problems from this paper right here and I converted them into a Canvas quiz. So even though this is paper format, it's the exact same quiz that you took on Thursday and Friday last week. So on this, we have to follow the order of operations. So this is PEMDAS, which you should have talked about in 6th grade. So the P stands for parentheses, that needs to be done first. Then the E stands for exponent, that would be done second. It's important that you know that multiplication and division happen in the same step. So even if division happens first, like if it's furthest left, that would be done first before you would multiply. So you have to go from left to right, and this is all one step. Addition and subtraction, this is all one step too. If subtraction comes before an addition, you would do that. You have to go from left to right in a problem. These just tend to happen together. So what we had here is I told you that x was equal to 1/2 and y was equal to -3. When we do these types of problems, we don't like letters in math. We want to put numbers in for the letters. So I told you what the letters were, so we're just going to replace the letters with our numbers here. So I have -4. When I have something next to something, that means multiply. So this is really -4 times x, which is 1/2, times y, which is -3. When we do this, you have to be very careful because this is a negative number. And you can't lose this negative as soon as we rewrite this. I rewrote this whole thing, but with numbers instead of letters. So now that we have this written out with numbers, we can follow the order of operations. There's no parentheses, there's no exponents, it's all just multiplication, but we still have to go from left to right. So if I take -4 and multiply it 1/2, if I'm truly doing this, I would need a denominator under -4, so that way I can multiply my numerator. So the numerators would be -4, the denominator would be 2. So I would have -4 over 2, and I still keep everything after that the same. So when we do these types of problems, we're going to kind of form, I call it like a triangle here. We're taking something long and we're shortening it down one step at a time. Now -4 divided by 2, -4 over 2 or divided by 2, this can be simplified. So -4 over 2 is really just the same thing as -2. And once again, that's the only thing I'm changing from this step to this step. And then the last part, I just have to multiply -2 times -3. That's going to get me +6. So I took something that was really long and I shortened it down one step at a time. So I still kept everything the same that I wasn't changing. All right, so then number 2 here, we had 6x minus 3y. I'm going to take the 6x, I'm replacing with the 1/2. Remember, this means multiply if they're right next to each other. So this isn't 6 and 1/2. It's not a mixed number, it's multiplication. Then I have minus a 3. The y is -3 here, so that's going to be multiplied here as well. Remember, a number next to a parentheses means multiply, so this means multiply, not subtract here. So if we're following the order of operations, parentheses comes first. These parentheses are more just organization. They're organizing my numbers from each other so that way that they're not combined into one. So there's nothing really to solve with my parentheses. I don't have any exponents. I do have some multiplication to do though. So 6 times 1/2, same as before, I would technically have a 1 underneath that, which means that the numerators would be 6, the denominators would be 2. So 6 over 2 is really just the same thing as 3. You could also think of this as half of 6 is 3. We're not going to subtract just yet, but I could do my other set of multiplication over here. So 3 times -3 is going to give me -9. So now I've shortened down this expression to 3 minus -9. Since I have subtraction, I'm going to do keep, change, change. So I'm going to keep the 3, change to addition, change to a positive 9, which is going to get me my final answer of 12. So you can still see how I kind of have that V shape here with this problem. All right, the third problem on your quiz last week, we have -5. The first step is always just to rewrite this without letters in it and have numbers. So I'm going to replace this y with -3, add 8, and then I have an x, which is still 1/2, and then I have +1. So same thing here, there's really no parentheses to solve, there's no exponents to solve, I just need to go straight to my multiplication and division step. So we have two sets of multiplication, -5 times -3, that's going to give me positive 15. Then I need to still keep my adding. This is 8 times 1/2, so if I had a denominator of 1 here, I would have 8 over 2 once I multiply, which is really just going to simplify to 4. Okay, or if you could think of it as half of 8 is 4. And then my 1 doesn't change at all either. This is pretty easy. We're just going to go from left to right. 15 plus 4, that's 19. 19 plus 1 gets me 20. So that's my final answer with number 3. Number 4, this is probably the most missed question. This is really tricky. So with this negative, that's still going to be out here in the front. When I replace this x, I'm going to put that 1/2 in, and I'm going to put that in parentheses, since I'm replacing the x with the 1/2. I'm still going to keep this squared minus, the y is still -3, and then I have +2. So if I were to square, so that's our second step of PEMDAS is exponents, since we have no parentheses, we're going to square this. This means 1/2 times itself 2 times. So that means 1/2 times 1/2. If I were to multiply 1/2 and 1/2 together, I would have 1 times 1 in my numerator, which is 1, and 2 times 2 in my denominator, which is 4. Now, since this negative was on the outside of the parentheses, it still has to stay on the outside here. Okay? All right, so then I would keep everything else the same, but since I'm kind of running out of space, I'm going to just go on and move to the next step. I don't like subtraction, so I'm going to go ahead and do keep, change, change here. So I'm going to change this to addition, change this to a +3, and then +2, that can stay. We like adding. So now all I have to do is add my three numbers together. -1/4 plus 3. Since I have one positive, one negative, I'm really subtracting. What's 3 minus 1/4? That would really be 2 3/4. Okay? And then I would have +2. So then this is just going to give us 4 3/4. And I know on your quiz I told you to make that a decimal, so this as a decimal is actually 4.75. So both of those answers are technically correct. All right, number 5 here, it looks really long, but I promise it's really not that bad. So let's just replace our letters with our numbers first. So I have 2. X is really 1/2 plus 4. This x is going to be replaced with 1/2 plus 1/2 here, and then +7. So all I did was replace the x's with our 1/2s. Now this problem really does have a true parenthesis, so that's going to be my first step. So the true parentheses here, 1/2 plus 1/2. If I have half a pizza and you have half a pizza, we have one whole pizza. So to solve my parentheses, that's really just 1. And I'm just going to keep everything else the same here. So 2, 1/2, plus 4, plus 7. So remember, if you have a number next to something that's in parentheses, or even here, this means multiply. So we're multiplying now, because that's our next step of PEMDAS. So we're going to do all of our multiplication. So 2 times 1/2. Once again, if I have 2 halves, that's still 1 whole. 4 times 1, that's pretty easy. That's 4. And then I have +7. So when I add this all up, 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 7 gives me 12. So my final answer is 12 there. All right, number 6. This one is also not too bad. We just have to write this out again. So it's still 2 times the parentheses, which is 4 times 1/2 minus 1, and I'm squaring that, minus 3. So all I did was replace that x with our 1/2. So order of operations says we have to do our parentheses first. So we really need to solve the 4x minus 1 first. Now it has a multiplication and a subtraction, so I need to do the multiplication first because that comes first in the order of operations. So 4 times 1/2, this looks similar to our very first problem we did, okay? 4 times 1/2 is really just 2. So I'm going to keep the 2 in the front. This is being simplified into 2. I still have the minus 1. I have the square. I have the minus 3. I'm not finished with my parentheses yet. This is pretty easy though. 2 minus 1, that still gives me 1. Keep everything else the same here. Then now I can do my exponent because that's the E in PEMDAS. 1 squared, that's really just 1 times 1, which is still 1. I have my 2 in the front and then subtracting 3. So multiplication comes before subtraction, so 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract the 3. You could do keep, change if you wanted to, which would be 2 plus negative 3. But our final answer should be negative 1. All right, the final question here, it was talking about the area of a garden. So the length is 3x, the width is 2x. So when we find the area of a garden, we always do length times width. So we know that this garden's area is going to be a 3x, because that's the length, times the width, which is a 2x. They also tell us in the problem that x is equal to 2. So I can go back and replace my x's with 2's. And remember, this means multiply. 3x means 3 times x. So I have 3 times 2, and then 2 times 2. And all of this is really being multiplied together. If I do the first part, this is really 6. And 2 times 2 is really 4. So then I have 6 times 4, which will give me 24. And we could say this was in feet squared, but I know on your Canvas quiz you couldn't type any letters there. Okay? So hopefully this video was helpful on how we follow the order of operations when it comes to these type of problems. All right, see you guys.